Well, do these frigid temperatures have you dreaming of flying somewhere warm? Let's look ahead to see what the future of air travel holds for Canadian travelers this year. Great to have Daniel Hayter from the online travel agency cheapoair.ca. Good morning, Daniel.
Good morning, Tim. Thanks for having me on the show today.
Let's look ahead to the year of 2024. What are we anticipating when it comes to fares? Because that's always the big one. The first off,
that is the big one. Yeah, absolutely. And it's really important for us here at cheapoair to be constantly making sure that the content that we offer to our customers is relevant. And so we're always looking at the market to make sure that we're able to track those things. And I'm happy to share some of that with you today. The first thing that we believe will happen in 2024, and like you said, probably the most important for Canadian travelers, is that we are forecasting a decrease in airfares early in this new year. This was a trend that started in late 2023. There was actually a report out from Statistics Canada at the end of last year showing that Canadian airfares decreased in the later months of the end of last year. Specifically in October, there was actually almost a 20% decrease October 2023 versus October 2022. They reported similar changes for August and September. And so we're really expecting that to continue in this new year in 2024. Though it is important to say it can be challenging to predict airfares because the pricing is so dynamic, but we really believe that this trend will continue, this downward trend will continue, and that's really important for cost-conscious Canadians in 2024.
Best tip for finding a good fare, Daniel?
Yeah, so we get this question all the time. It's important to us. It's part of our brand. Obviously, we're cheapoair, and so our customers are looking for great value. And there's no sort of secret tricks or insider deals, but what I would say is that if you are flexible around the destination that you're traveling to, if you don't have a set destination in mind and you're open to discovering new places, you can really find some great deals that way. Also, if you're open to booking travel during the week, traveling midweek, on the midweek days of the week is really much cheaper than traveling on weekends. Also, the airport would probably be less crowded, so that can be another great way to save.
Okay, let's get into the airport stuff because, yeah, fares are dropping a little bit, but security fees are not.
Absolutely. So there are, on the other hand, some costs that we expect to increase in 2024. I can go over some of those details. And you mentioned security fees. This is something that's really key. Obviously, security is something that everybody can agree is really important, but it's also important to understand the costs associated with that. Starting in May of this year, May 2024, there's going to be an increased air travel security charge. On one-way tickets in Canada, that price is actually going to increase to $9.94. On a flight to the US, for example, that cost is going to increase to $16.89. So these aren't large fees, but the small things can add up. And so we think it's important that Canadian travelers are aware of this.
What about I was going to say, what about tourist fees? That's another one, too.
Absolutely. And some destinations already charge this, but you might start to see it more and more in 2024. We think that this might be a reaction by some of the most popular destinations to overextended tourism, maybe some of the travel boom that's been happening since the end of the pandemic. But some destinations are now going to be charging a tourist tax. For example, Barcelona, also Thailand, they have already introduced this fee, and we may see more destinations adding this type of tourist fee in 2024. The important thing here, again, is just do your research before you travel.
Awesome. This is all good stuff. Because we didn't get to everything. I know there's going to be paying more to stay this year, and also the mandatory European travel visa requirements that are going to be coming at some point this year. So always things to look into. But if you spend the time and you look into it and do the research, hopefully it works out in your favor. This is Daniel Hayter from cheapoair.ca. Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you so much, Tim. Have a good one.